All right, man. This video is gonna be very, very controversial because I'm swinging off the top ropes with this one. But today's video is gonna be about how I personally have seen security. Like, what I mean by security is like, say you're trying to do like content creation, you may have a security, backup plan, quote unquote. Some people may call it. What you want to do, and I'm gonna talk about how that could really harm your dreams and really kill your dreams. And I'm gonna speak on it from my perspective and how it really haunted me and just almost killed my dreams. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into the video, this is unrelated. But if y'all see my hair gang, I'm about to get freeform. So if y'all know anything, I just got me 2-strand. So this is just a before. So y'all gonna see, like, when I take them out and shit and I get a haircut, we're gonna be fresh. But I took a break from my do-rag and my skull cap. I said my do-rag and my skull cap and my ski mask. That my stylist ski mask. I don't do the other shit. But anyway, yeah, that's besides the point. Let's get straight into this controversial video. And y'all let me know what y'all think about it in the comments. But let's get into it. To reach heights in life, the sky highs that you have, all the dreams, aspirations you have, you're going to have to do something called taking risks, And the main thing with taking risks is that sometimes you're going to have to turn your security off. For example, I'm going to give you like this, right? Say you have somebody working a job, say the person's objective and goal was to become a millionaire, right? And they're working a regular job. In the first year, they save $10,000 of their money, right? You know what I'm saying? They worked the job the first year, they saved $10,000, right? After the first year, that $10,000 is going to be $10,000 at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? But let's say this. Say somebody got the $10,000, they was working the same job, but instead they invested $8,000 of that money into things as, a business, investments like stocks and things like that. They invested their money into that, right? And by the end of the same year, they skyrocket that 10,000 or 8,000 that they put in to 20,000. You know what I'm saying? So now they're starting at a little higher advantage than the other person. You know what I'm saying? But the counter argument to that is this. Now you may have the 8,000 and you invested it, but what if everything goes tank? What if everything goes down? Now you only have 2,000 to show for that year. But what I'm trying to get to y'all in this video is, in order to see the heights in life, you're going to have to take that risk. Because let's say this, boom, at the end of the first year, you have 20,000. The next year you have 40,000. Obviously you work 2 years, you got 40,000 after all your investments that you did. Now, that's just going up linear. But with business and everything and the way the market is, gang, you're going to get more money, like, than just a linear progress, gang. Like, you're going to get a lot of spurts, So that 40,000 may turn into a cool 90 ball. And that 90 ball might turn into a cool 200 ball. And, compared to that person, if you're saving the same amount of money and you're just saving that money, you're going to realize that it's just going linear. That 10,000 is going to go to 20,000. It's going to go to 30,000. And it's going to go to 40,000. And so on and so forth. So basically what I'm trying to say is, to get the heights in life, no matter if it's money or anything, you got to kind of push that security out the way. You know what I'm saying? And I have been seeing this trend a lot, where it's so-called, influencers that was big at one point, and they like fall off in a sense. They fall off in a sense, they're not on top of how they once were. They obviously, the money not coming in, like that. But I want to give y'all a kind of risk management thing that I think anybody can apply, especially you're a content creator. If you're a big influencer that, watching this, you're just blowing up, or you just got a lump sum of money, this part is really going to benefit you, right? So boom, let's go back. Let's say I got that $10,000 saved up. Where a lot of people go wrong at is they see $10,000, they might be like, okay, I got $10,000. I can spend $2,000 here, I always wanted these shoes and these clothes, so I want to spend $2,000 on that. Okay, boom, I got 8K left. Boom, boom, cool. You can still make something work with 8K. Then it's like, okay, boom, I kind of want some more stuff. I worked hard, so I'm going to treat myself. Then it's going to be an extra another 2,000, so now that's 4,000. So now you took down 4,000 racks, right? But I'm going to tell you on how successful, you may see people in the limelight with YouTube or whatever they're doing, or just anything like that. It's like this, right? They got that $10,000, right? They got that lump sum of $10,000, They may have kept 2 to themselves, you know, stat save, you know, eat on that, you know what I'm saying? But the rest of that money, they invested in different things. They may have invested in the business. They invested in stocks. They invested in, I don't even know, they might have invested in a whole 2 businesses. And you know, I always like to say this, a lot. And this is no glazing. This is no glazing. But if YouTube was to shut down today, if the internet was to shut down today, and say I was just 1 million subscribers, right? If the internet and YouTube shut down today, I would be A-okay, man. And I'm gonna tell you like that because I know when I get that money, I'm finna disperse that in different avenues. And, you know, it's easy to be like, okay, boom, I'm gonna stack up 100 bands, right? I'm gonna stack up 100 bands. And say if the internet goes out, you know, I still have 100 bands to myself. You know, I'm good, right? After the shit shuts down, gang, you can't live off 100 bands for too long. Like, if you really, really lucky, you might could live off it for like 5 years if it's just by yourself. You know, but then you got rent, mortgage to pay and shit like that. So it's gonna be a battle. I ain't even gonna lie to you. But if you somebody like me and say you got that 100,000 at YouTube shutdown, that 100,000 turning right back to 1 million. And I can tell you like that just because you take the risk. You're taking risks. I might change the title of this video. It may be something about take the risk or something like that. But I just want to tell y'all, bro, in order to see heights in life, bro, that security mindset of everything has to be secure, everything has to be planned out, that shit's dead, bro. I'm just be honest with you. Uncertainty is going to get you rich. I'm just going to be real. Uncertainty is going to get you rich. Uncertainty is going to get you success in any avenue. Now, I'm not telling you don't plan out for what you want to do. What I'm telling you is you just having 100K, just staying right there, just saved up, compared to you may having 20K to yourself, but you invest in 80K, it's going to have a greater impact on you and can take you farther than what that 100K just having that. Now, that 100K is safe. Like I said, you're going to have that 100K at the end of the day. Between that 80,000, you could turn that to 800 racks. Now you're looking at 800,000. Then you could flip maybe 100 of that or 200 of that. So now you have 600 to yourself, and then flip that 200. Now you could be sitting at $1 million while that other person's still sitting at 100,000. You see what I'm saying? So I don't even know what I'm gonna title this video. I kind of was just yapping to y'all. I hope y'all took the game in though. But with all that being said, I love y'all. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all make sure y'all pray. Y'all do something good in the world today. But with all that being said, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out. I love y'all.